I don't know where this whole day is going. There's so much more I want to cover, and I know I'm not going to get through everything on my list, but I really want to take a moment and talk about Kristi Noem's testimony in front of Congress. Watching the footage of what happened at this testimony yesterday really got me fired up in a good way. I'm going to show you a couple of clips, but I want to talk about why this was really encouraging to me. Watching what happened yesterday was really encouraging on a number of levels. It's awful to have to sit and watch Ice Barbie lie to the American people or dissemble to Congress, right? Try to evade answering questions. What she is doing is awful. I don't know how she sleeps at night. There are points during her testimony where I'm like, is her conscience troubling her a little bit? Or is she just trying to maneuver in a way where she thinks that she can avoid accountability for the time to come, because the post-Trump era is coming. He is an old, frail man in poor health. He is immortal, just like the rest of us. She knows the things she's done now in order to serve Daddy Donald will have consequences for her in the time to come. And so when she's testifying in front of Congress, right, that's all under oath. That's not like a DHS tweet or something she says to her propaganda machine as they're running around filming her at the torture gulag in El Salvador or on the roof of the Portland ICE building. No. This is sworn testimony in front of Congress, and you could see her squirming. So let me show you a couple of clips, and maybe it will be pretty self-evident why I was encouraged by what I saw.
Immigrants then with ongoing asylum applications are legally in this country, correct?
Excuse me, I'm sorry. Your question was?
Immigrants with ongoing asylum applications are legally in this country.
There are individuals in this country that have applications that...
And they are legally here because it's a lawful pathway, right?
It's a lawful pathway.
Okay, so if your department then deports anyone with an ongoing asylum application, you are violating the law, correct?
Joe Biden left us with...
I'm not asking about Joe Biden. I'm asking you a specific question. If your department deports anyone with an ongoing asylum application, you are violating the law. Is that correct?
It was greatly violated when they allowed...
I'm asking you.
People to come
I'm asking you.
Asylum applications.
Why are you filibustering? Why can't you answer the question? It's a simple question.
Your president,
if your department
your
deports anyone with an ongoing asylum application, you are violating the law. Isn't that correct?
The asylum program was broken under the last...
Mr. Chairman, I will reclaim my time. She's not answering the question. But the obvious answer is that, yes, if you follow a lawful pathway, asylum is a lawful pathway. If you have an open asylum case, you are here lawfully. But the problem that we are seeing around the country is that you are not following the law. Don't tell us to change the law. If you don't like the asylum system, you change the asylum law. Bring it to us. We'll work with you. I think it needs to be changed. But you can't just decide that you're not going to follow the law, and asylum is a law, and deport people who have ongoing applications.
This, I think, is one of the most compelling messages for communicating with Republicans, with people who are like a little bit checked out about what's happening, and people who believe that everything DHS is doing is legal and they're just deporting violent thugs and criminals, that they're just deporting illegals, which again, no human being is illegal. The Trump regime is snatching people who are here going through the asylum process. I think a lot of people don't realize that when you are here seeking asylum, you have to come into the country and then apply for asylum. And that process can take years. While your asylum paperwork is being processed, you are allowed to stay in the country. People going through that process, it is convoluted. It can seem like we should have something better, but that is the reality of the process. And Representative Goldman here was pointing out that people going through that process are following the law, and yet Kristi Noem and ICE are abducting them, stuffing them into detention facilities, and deporting them over and over and over again. In fact, PBS just had a piece on this a couple of days ago. We are seeing people who show up to their asylum hearings there, following all of the legal processes, going through immigration court, and ICE snatches them, whisks them away, and sends them on a plane. Avilo Airlines gets paid a bunch of tax money to send them out of the country, to deport them when they've done nothing wrong. And it's especially dangerous for people here on asylum. They can't go back to their home country. That's why they have fled here in the first place. It's why they're seeking asylum. And I'm so grateful that Rep. Goldman pointed this out. I feel like this clip should be shown everywhere. When I have had conversations with people who think that DHS is just deporting illegals, this conversation about asylum seekers has been the most compelling. And here we saw Kristi Noem refusing to answer the question because she knows she's violating the law. She knows she's breaking the law, and so she's not going to lie to Congress about it, because that will just heap on the sentences for the post-Trump era when she faces justice. Moving right along.
Secretary, the man behind you, please stand up, sir. His name is Jim Brown from Troy, Missouri. He is a Navy combat veteran who served our country in the Gulf War. He's married to a woman named Donna, who came to our country legally from Ireland when she was 11 years old. She has lived here for 48 years. Because of you, Jim's wife Donna has been in prison for the last 4 months. She did not come here illegally, and she has never committed any crime other than writing 2 bad checks totaling $80 10 years ago. She is currently in prison and facing deportation. Ms. Noem, will you thank Mr. Brown for his service to our country?
Thank you, Mr. Brown, for your service to our country.
Now, what possible explanation can there be for locking up his wife for 4 months when she has committed no crime other than writing a couple of bad checks for $80?
Sir, it is not my prerogative, my latitude, or my job to pick and choose which laws in this country get enforced.
You have broad discretion as the secretary. You can issue parole, you can do all kinds of things, but you're choosing not to. Will you commit again to just reviewing Donna's case and reuniting this combat veteran with his beloved wife, who also loves this country?
I will review the case.
This is the kind of fire we've needed to see from Democrats all year long. This is the kind of pushback, aggressive pushback. And then not only does this need to happen in these hearings, we need to make sure that it goes viral. I was really, really pleased to see this kind of pushback. Not even just like pushback, but we need to make sure the American people get an accurate picture of what Kristi Noem and DHS are doing. But I'm far more encouraged by not what happened in the exchange between elected officials and Kristi Noem as she was squirming in her seat and scrambling real hard, but really it's additionally in the protesters who showed up. In an era when Trump is trying very hard to chill dissent, there was this terrible memo that was put out by Pam Bondi's DOJ that basically, if you do anything the regime doesn't like, they're going to try and label you as a, errorist. Right, they want to put anybody who dares to stand up and exercise their constitutional rights, anybody who dares to stand up against the government, they want to put you in prison. Or not even that, they want to make you afraid to exercise your rights. It's all about that chilling of dissent so that they can pocket your rights and then take them away from you and say, you no longer have this right to protest, you no longer have rights to speak out, you no longer have your constitution at all. That's their ultimate goal. So in an era where they're really, really trying to scare people into not protesting, into not speaking out, into not dissenting against the government, to see this yesterday.
Stop ICE raids! The power of Christ compels you! End deportations! The power of Christ compels you! Love thy neighbor! The power of Christ compels you! Love thy neighbor! The power of Christ compels you!
Chairman now asks Capitol Police to remove and arrest Get ICE off our streets! Stop terrorizing our communities! Get ICE off our streets! Stop terrorizing our communities! Get ICE off our streets! Stop terrorizing our communities!
want to make us afraid to exercise our rights. They want us to cower and hide so they can take away those rights. And yet we are seeing Americans being bold and speaking out, taking risks on behalf of immigrants and on behalf of democracy. And I hope you, like me, are encouraged by that.